So year 5, are we there yet?
we thought, yeah, for all intents and purposes, we thought, well, we're 5 years in now, we've done the hard yards, surely the council are stoked, we've got it right, we've got the right mix, we've got the security right, no noise complaints, we're sorted. So we finished the 5th year, which was great, and everyone loved it, and I suppose, we've been quite lucky because every year everyone says, wow, the best year yet. So if we can keep going that way, we're stoked. I keep saying that word, don't I? But to preface this year, all this press started coming out saying Bondi, the shops are having a lot of problems, no one's there, the rents are going up, people are staying away.
And Bondi Council still didn't want us to host the event.
And so we're doing this free public event, which is the kind of thing that you would think they should be supporting and bringing people down to grow their community. Because basically, Waverley Council isn't a suburb in the middle of nowhere doing little things for the community. It's a suburb that exists off tourism. And we're providing tourists and we're providing money for the local businesses, and they're still turning their back on us and making it difficult. So this has come out, and we've taken this article into the council, and they're like, said whatever. So go to the day of the event, it was crappy weather. The beach was empty, as you can see, and normally on a sunny day in the middle of February, they get 30,000 people at the beach. The beach was empty. We had dedicated crowd of 5,000 all day. And they're still saying, it's like, well, we're bringing people down here when there's no one here. They're just, this week there was something in the press about how they're talking about doing this thing in the media to try and get people down there in winter months. And
So look, and basically the event went on bigger, and you know what, it made us proud because we had no idea at that stage that, every year had been sunny, but to have a rainy day and have the numbers still turn up, we were like, oh my God, they actually are coming for us. We finally got a bit confident, and so did the council. They sort of took note as well, and basically this is where they said, they came and saw us after the event, and they said, listen, your event's getting pretty big, and it's got quite a good following. We saw what it did. So they finally thought we're coming around, and they go, so that's why we're going to put it out to tender like this. And we were just like, so we couldn't believe it. And we were a bit shocked, and because the whole thing, the competitive, like the accreditation, everything, they were trying to put out the whole Bowl-A-Rama concept as to tender. And they did. They basically did, and they gave us a document about this big for us to.
The whole time we'd been saying to them, look, to do this properly, we need some stability so we can sell sponsorship long term, we can lock things in long term, we can try and get better deals on things. And they just kept making us go year to year and giving us these horrible little windows to sell it in. And so the 5th year, we're like, surely this is the time. And they've turned around and said, well, we're putting it out to tender. And as Emil said, they were supposed to put out to tender a professional skateboard event at the park. But what they actually did was put our event structure out to tender. They put our intellectual property out to tender, which became quite a bit of a process to go through.
But look, there was, we did see this as a burden, but look, at the end of the day, the tender did mean a 3-year contract, which has now made our lives so much easier. It gives you opportunities to sell the event, not just year to year, but for a 3-year period. It meant that we could just take the event to the whole new level. We could actually spend some time coming up with a concept for the art and be a bit topical. We've just suddenly, we were able this year to take the event so much better infrastructure, more security, more everything. We were able to raise more money and just really expand the event. And look, at the moment, the event's got incredible world credibility. We've, just so you know, we still do the event in Wellington, but after this year, after this year, we've been asked to take the event internationally by the World Cup of Skateboarding, which is pretty amazing. It's not just now considered a one-day event, it's considered a festival of skateboarding. We have art shows and bands, and we had international acts fly out now for our event, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah, it goes for the whole week, which is
We introduced sorry, that's a bit blurry, this one, but we introduced another sub-event this time because of the more time to allow it, and we've got so that's a more sort of ground roots event for younger skaters to get involved, which was a big success. And look, the gods shined, we got the sun, and the event was huge, and everyone seems to be pretty happy with it.
Bondi is the home of Bowl-A-Rama, and everyone loves it there, and it's got all the right ingredients to make it happen. But at the same time, we get so many people from all around the world approaching us saying, well, we like what you're doing, we'd like you to do it in our city and we'll support it. And we've got people from councils around the country that want us to do it there, and they're happy to support us. And we still have the issues with the council, and it's amazing because we actually did the calculations using Events New South Wales calculations, and we generate over $500,000 for local businesses in that week alone for the event. That's not including the on-flow tourism for the rest of the year. And just trying to get people behind it still is it's amazing. I don't know if it's us personally or if it's if it's skateboarding, but I think if it is skateboarding, it's kind of ridiculous now that those stigmas are still around, because we've been around since the 50s. Rock and roll's been around since the 50s. I mean, look at rock and roll now. We've paid our dues as a sport and an industry, and we're also the biggest youth physical participation activity in the country. All the facts and graphs are there on the Australian Bureau of Statistics website. We've got 24% total youth participation of skateboarding across the nation's youth up to the age of 15. That's 640,000 kids ride a skateboard. The next highest is swimming and aquatic activities, which include surfing and all that. They're at 20%. The figures are at 400 and something thousand. Soccer's after that at 17%. We're bigger than everything. Cricket doesn't even rank on there. Cricket's our national pastime, and it's not even on the grass because there's so few kids that play it, and they spend billions of dollars on it. We're not even asking for billions of dollars. We're just asking
for permission.
Yeah.
Wow. Guys, it's not you. We like you. That's both an inspiring and really deeply depressing story. Thank you for sharing that.